Hello, so my name's Nathan Chubb. I'm a senior DET student here at Trine University, and I'm just gonna give a little introduction about myself. I grew up in Elkhart, Indiana, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away from here in Angola. I grew up there all my life. I used to actually come camping here in Angola when I was younger to Pokagon State Park. So I grew up in this area. I've had several friends that went to Trine, so that's how I kind of got involved with my dad's bosses and other people that I knew growing up that came here for mechanical engineering, chemistry, and all different kinds of degrees. And so that's how I kind of got involved. But along with speeching, talking, when I was younger, used to do several speech contests. And so talking in front of people has been pretty natural for me. I used to do regional meets with my high school and middle school, and also in elementary school. Elementary school in sixth grade is when I actually got started. So I used to write speeches. I know the two that I went to regional for was If I Were Leader of the Free World, and then also Cyber Communication, Progress or Problem. And throughout those, I had to write my own speech based off the topic. We had several writing sessions where we could critique ourselves, and also, practice saying it in front of people as well. I had to use speech, I had to have like quotes from inspirational people. I think I used like C.S. Lewis and a couple of generals and stuff for my If I Were Leader of the Free World speech. But yeah, it was weird how I got involved into speaking because I had issues with anxiety growing up, and I used to have really bad panic attacks, which don't happen anymore. I've worked through them. But a big part of my life was dealing with storms and just kind of like being away from home. And so I would go weekly to a counselor and talk to them about what was going on. And I feel like that's a big part of getting through your anxiety, is talking to someone. Even if you don't want to, you're still opening up to someone and explaining what's going on. So I had to deal with that for a really long time. And it worked a little bit, but didn't get better. I was continuing to get better, but there were still some things that bothered me. So I finally decided to start facing them head on. Like I mentioned, I was deathly afraid of storms and stuff, so I would ask my dad to take me outside, and we'd sit through the storms, and he'd kind of like not really hold me down, but kind of sit there with me. And as the storm rolled through, we would talk about it, and actually started doing research on storms and stuff, and how they worked and everything's. I was tornadoes was one thing I was scared of, so I looked at how death rates on tornadoes and how likely I was to be injured, or stuff like that. And that's kind of how I got involved in my degree then. I wanted to be I like structural design and stuff, and I kind of like, once I learned that how to make buildings tornado proof, that evolved into natural disaster proofing buildings. So I kind of went ahead and started doing research on how to make buildings earthquake proof, and how to make it tsunami proof and stuff like that. I remember doing a project for my class in high school. It was basically a senior design class on how to you had to like come up with a project and stuff. So I did. There's a building in Taipei, Taiwan, that has like a counterbalance at the top of the building to keep it from swaying back and forth in the high winds. Well, I kind of took that concept and used that for earthquakes. I built it at the base of the building, and kind of used it as a damper to try to see on a float table how the damper would react, and how the ground would shake, and if it would hold the building in place. And so that's kind of how I got involved in wanting to be a design engineer, and doing structural work and everything. So I've come a long way over the years, and that's kind of like how my story is where I'm at now, through my anxiety, through my speaking. I feel like speaking in front of people is a very important thing you can have. Networking is one thing that it will get you a long way in life. So that's all about me. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.